3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
My mic wasn't even on. That's crazy. My mic wasn't even on. Alright, listen. Let's tell everybody that we live. You know what I'm saying? We're going to tell everybody that we live. Copy the link. And we're just going to, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to paste it around the league. Paste it around the world. Place it around the world. You feel me? We're just going to place it around the world. Live on YouTube. Come subscribe to the, you know what I'm saying? Automatically. No. They was going to post to a page I don't even bang with like that. The fuck is you talking about? Copy. Paste. Copy. At followers. Paste. Then we go to Twitter. Oh, so loud. Paste. All right. All right. Bang. And then we just going to send it to the guys. Make sure the guys know that I'm live. Even though I really shouldn't have to, because my guys should have the freaking notification on for when I go live. But then they be acting like they don't want to turn on their notifications. You know what I'm saying? They got notifications on for everybody else, but they don't have notifications on for me. That's crazy. You feel me? So it ain't what it is, 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 what it ain't, what it ain't, what it ain't, what it is, what it is, what it ain't. But you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know how we get. We know how we rock. You know how we come. You know how the vibes are, man. I'm just gonna post one more thing, and wow, that's hard. We bang Lavino. Link, paste, YouTube, open. All right, cool. So I sent it to everybody. Oh, my boy, Mr. Cord, how you living, my guy? How are you today? Whew. I'm sorry that I wasn't here yesterday, okay? My significant other, my partner, the love of my life, okay? If this all goes wrong, by the way, if she's ever watching this, I will delete it, because she's the love of my life right now. But I will not be embarrassed like this. You will not clip me, girl. You're not gonna clip me. Anyway, I do love her though. That's my baby. Nothing ever gonna happen. We gonna be together forever together. She's on a little trip. I'm not gonna see her for the rest of the week. So, you know, I had a little, you know, tell her like, hey, you know, I'll spend the night with you, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna see you for a little while. I'm not gonna see you till like Monday. It's only, what's today? Today is Tuesday? Is today? Oh no, today's Wednesday. So, yeah. Yeah, so let's just get right into it though. We missed yesterday, but Sunday was a hell of a football day. So many bounce backs, so many ups and downs. Monday, ass whooping by the Bills. The Bills put belt to ass, and I mean belt to ass, belt to ass, belt to ass, belt to ass. Demoralizing to the point that they put Mac Jones in the game. You getting beat so bad that your backup had to come in, and your starter wasn't even hurt. That's how bad you was getting whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Jags, y'all gotta figure it out. Jags, y'all gotta figure it out. But y'all see, I'm wearing my hat. Y'all see, I keep touching it. I'm wearing it proudly. You feel me? We got the little Dubsky over the Browns. Brian Burns, Dex, Elijah Chapman, undrafted free agent rookie out there causing sacks, fumble recovery. Brian Burns finally showed up, got a strip sack. Kayvon, half a sack and a tackle for loss. Jason Pinnock, sack. I think Bobby Okereke, sack. Micah McFadden, sack. Like, everybody was getting a piece. Everybody was getting a piece. Our D-line was so dominant in that first half. It was very good to see. Finally, you know, some positivity that I get to take away from a Giants game. Offense still has some kinks to work out, but Malik Nabers, you are a stud. I mean, not just no regular stud. I mean, like when you looking on the wall for a stud to stick so you can mount your brand new 90-inch flat screen TV that your wife didn't want you to buy, but you bought it anyway for the man cave, right? And but you need to find that stud, that perfect stud that's gonna hold up the TV mount, and you find it right there, right in the middle. That's Malik. Malik's a superstar, man. I had a friend pick every football game. She only lost 2 games, and one of the games she didn't pick at all. So I guess she really only lost 1 game. That's tough. I was very wrong this weekend. When I look back at everything that I said was going to happen this weekend, I was very wrong. Like I said, the Bengals were going to steamroll Washington because that secondary wouldn't be able to hold up. But the secondary didn't really hold up because Joe Burrow still threw for 330 and 3 touchdowns. But when you don't have a run game, when you don't have a balanced run game, then you really ain't really, you can't really do nothing other than put the ball in the air. And I mean, you have to have some kind of balance. And then defensively, y'all couldn't stop anything. I mean, Jaden Daniels was out there looking like he was in his 3rd year playing for his contract. The man had 3 touchdowns himself. 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. Another game with 3 touchdowns. I think this is his 2nd game with 3 touchdowns already. Jaden Daniels, you're him. You're him, brother. I can respect your game, bro. I definitely do. Other 1 o'clock games, I really didn't see too many that were really important. I mean, Steelers are still 3-0. Good for them. I don't think that lasts long because, I mean, as simple as they're keeping that offense, Arthur Smith and Justin Fields, and it's being very efficient, I just don't think that low-scoring games are going to win you all of your games. There are going to be offenses that will be able to get the ball out quick against that D-line. You know what I'm saying? And that defense is good. I think Steelers defense is playing as the best defense in the league. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because without that defense, they're not winning. They're not 3-0. I'm not gonna lie to you. Their defense is the main reason why they are 3-0. Okay? Let's just get that straight. TJ Watt is the main reason that they are 3-0. Let's just get that straight, okay? Best edge rusher in the game right now. You can't take anything away from TJ Watt. He should have been Defensive Player of the Year last year. If he wasn't, I don't think he was. Led the league in sacks. I mean, he should have at least like 3-4 of those shits by now. But he looks like he could be the front runner if that defense can stay on pace and on track for where it's at. He could definitely be the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. That game was really like, once they got Herbie out of there and once they got Joe Alt out of there, it was really one-sided. But Calvin Austin did his thing that game. Justin Fields, again, took care of the ball, got one in the air, got one on the ground, did a really good job. But they still haven't really named a true starter for the Steelers, which is also, it's not alarming, but it's just like, just give the people what they want. Let's understand like what you're gonna do moving forward, because right now you got a guy who's 3-0. He's protecting the ball. I don't even think he has. I think he probably has 1 turnover if he has any turnovers. Your defense is playing really good. He's putting your defense in really good positions. I just don't see. I think the only problem is you aren't scoring efficiently. That's what it is. You're getting field goals. I mean, you're getting touchdowns. Like your last game, you got, a couple touchdowns. But like if you have another game like the Falcons game, you're not going to win off of 5 field goals every game. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win every game like that. Because there's going to be teams that can play offense a lot more efficiently going, later down the line. But yeah, I really want to see what that Steelers team looks like in a couple weeks. I want to say 2 more weeks. I want to see if they are 4-1 or 5-0 or 3-2. I would like to see how they look. But to stay in that division, we got to talk about 2 more teams. 3 more teams. We'll talk about all 4 teams in that division. The Cincinnati Bengals are 0-3. Are we surprised? Yes. Is it time to panic? it should have been time to panic when you realize you didn't have a running back. That's when it should have been time to panic. Okay, you have all these receivers, and I understand. Like, the last couple of years, it's been about putting the ball in the air and who has the best receivers, and if you have 2 wide receiver ones basically on your team, that's what the league has been transitioning to, right? Right now, everybody's been running the ball. Everybody's been running the ball because it's been so complicated putting the ball in the air for some players, for some quarterbacks. A lot of defenses are going, too high, or they're blitzing the hell out of these quarterbacks, so they got to get the ball out quick. These D-lines, they're getting better. O-line play hasn't been the best from from a vast majority of these teams. Am I surprised that they're 0-3? A little bit, yeah. I would expect 1-2 would be reasonable because they always start really rocky. You know what I'm saying? They always start a little shaky. Always. It's been very consistent with them for the last few years. Very consistent. Like, they always start off but then they pick it up towards when the time get cold. You know what I'm saying? That's when Cincinnati looks like they perform the best, when the weather starts to change a little bit and we start to get into that cold weather. They play really well, but I'm not going to pump the brakes on them about, are they out of playoff contention? I mean, it's going to be hard to get back into a playoff spot, like a wild card spot, but again, we're only in week 3, so anything can happen. The Steelers can go on a 7-game losing streak, or the Bills can, somehow die on a cliff and fall off or whatever like that. And they can, just... Ravens, can be downhill too. Anything can really happen. So again, it's week 3. Cincinnati fans, Bengals fans, Cincinnati fans, excuse me. Relax. You guys are fine. Your quarterback just threw for 330 yards. If anything, just your defense will tighten up. You just played the Super Bowl champions 2 weeks ago, and a penalty was the difference between y'all winning that game and losing that game. A penalty. Okay? So don't panic. Y'all will be fine. Okay? If you guys drop to 0-5, then I would, even 0-4, 0-4, I'm like, now we starting to panic. 0-5, it's like, all right, let's just keep playing it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep playing it. Browns. It took you a whole 2 quarters to figure out that you needed to put Denzel Ward on Malik Nabers and put a safety even over top on that area. It took you 2 quarters. Kevin Stefanski, I don't know what was going on. But again, back to what I was saying last week, right? Where ones follow ones, and when they don't follow each other, when the ones on the defense don't follow the ones on the offense, you're going to have a lot of mismatch problems. That's why teams put ones on ones. That's why Denzel Ward in the second half was put on Malik Nabers in the second half. Daniel Jones cannot get the ball to him because Denzel Ward, it's not that Denzel Ward was strapping Malik Nabers up. It's not that Malik Nabers wasn't getting open. It's just the fact that Denzel Ward has very fast closing speed. Okay? When Denzel Ward gets out of that T-step, the play is dead. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if it's a curl route or it's an out route, don't throw it to that side because it's going either the other way or it's a hit stick waiting to happen. Okay, Denzel Ward y'all better not have forgot about that guy. I know the Browns haven't been playing their best ball, but do not forget about that guy, Denzel Ward. The Warden is the truth still the truth. One of the fastest corners in the league, if not the fastest corner in the league, and is a dog. Brown fans, don't hang your head. A tip pass, not even barely tipped, a drop slant route was the difference between y'all winning and losing that game. I think you guys can still pick it up. Without having Chubb, you're really having to play through Deshaun Watson, and that's not really y'all play style. So y'all have to really figure it out. what's going to get it working for you guys in Deshaun. Because that O-line, they're built for the run. You know what I'm saying? Ground and pound, wear that defense out, and then you can start making these guys drop back and pass and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's it, like y'all are forcing to play through a guy who still hasn't found his rhythm, in my opinion. I feel like he hasn't found his rhythm. But you're paying him $230 million, so you need to find your rhythm fast. Okay, you need to find it fast. But again, everybody's human. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, it takes time. Everybody travels at their own pace. You know what I'm saying? So it might get quicker for Deshaun Watson in week 4, or it might get quicker for Deshaun Watson in week 5. But we've seen, him and Amari Cooper connecting early, or not early, but throughout the game they were connecting. Got a slant, a couple go balls. Then Amari kind of left the game with an injury. And I think that's kind of what also set the difference between them on that final drive, dropping that pass. And so, Browns fans, you lost to the Giants. Ravens lost to the Raiders. It happens, right? It happens. Bounce back, clean it up. You'll be fine. Still got a really good defense. Still got a top 5 defense. You'll be fine. Again, the Bills belted the Jags. Right now, Josh Allen. I'm going to put this in the air because I'm not a Josh Allen hater. I'm not. I love Josh Allen's game. I genuinely do. I'm a fan of football, okay? So you'll hear me talk about all these teams, even like the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Eagles. I'm a Giants fan, but I'm never going to sit there and say, yo, I hate those players. I hate those players. I love the game of football. I love these athletes in the game. I love what they bring to the game, especially guys like Josh Allen, a guy who can light it up at any given time. I just don't like when they they tear another guy down to build another guy up. That's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? They tear down, when it comes to like a game this weekend, Josh Allen versus Lamar. You'll hear a lot of guys tear down Lamar to build up Josh Allen. And vice versa. You'll tear down Josh Allen to build up Lamar. Both are exceptionally good. One does something better than the other, and the other does something better than the other. And that's okay to say. That's okay to say. You're going to say Lamar's a glorified running back. I'm going to say Josh Allen's a glorified fullback. If that's what we want to call it. We're going to call a spade a spade. We're going to call a spade a spade. A Tim Tebow just with a stronger, a more gifted arm. If we're going to call a spade, right? So, I think right now, the way Allen is playing, if he could keep playing on this pace for the rest of the season, and he could keep knocking these wins down, stacking these wins, I think he will be the front runner for MVP this year. He's looking really good, even without Diggs. But I don't like what he did in the presser the other day. I don't know if y'all seen this, but and I can't bring it up. I wish I could bring it up, but I can't bring it up because my computer's acting weird today. But Josh Allen said, we don't have guys focusing on stats and touchdowns and stuff like that. Oh, okay, brother. Let's just talk about that for like 2 seconds, 2 minutes. Let's talk about that for 2 minutes. Your number one guy was Stephon Diggs. Your offense ran through you and Stephon Diggs for like 3 years. It was you and Stephon Diggs. Y'all didn't have a run game. Y'all wasn't a run-first team. Y'all was a put the ball in the air. We have the best route runner in the league, and Stephon Diggs, at the time, he was cooking shit. I'm not going to deny that. He was getting open however he wanted to in that offense. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that, okay? I'm going to be very stern on that. But he was getting open. Y'all was having lots of touchdowns together within the 3 years y'all were together, maybe even a little longer than that. But what were we saying about Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs got there? Because Josh Allen, you were in the league for a couple years before Stephon Diggs got there. And it's okay to say, yes, he elevated my game. He helped me transcend my game to the next level so that I can be this elite guy. He did that for me. He helped me become that. So then, yeah, cool, y'all bump heads. But then when he leave, don't sit there and try and like throw shots. And then there's subliminal shots. You won't even say his name. Say his name. If you gonna do that, say his name. Say, with Diggs in the locker room, it was kind of forcing me, feeling like I was pressured to get him the ball. Say that. Say that. Don't sit there and be like, oh, we had guys, that were not, focused on stats and TDs and stuff like that. If you're talking about Diggs, right? Let's just say you are talking about Diggs. Because you did also have, Gabe Davis, who is also not there anymore. They didn't re-sign Gabe Davis. But you didn't really hear a lot about Gabe Davis, right? So you lost two of the two targets that you were throwing to the most. Your two favorite receivers gone after 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be, right? Gone. Joe Brady comes in. He changes the game plan. Of course, you're not going to Diggs as often. You're spreading the ball around because defenses are focusing on Diggs, so it's giving other guys opportunities, which in most cases, some players have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand, if you really want to get in the win columns and you want to find ways to succeed and stuff, spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to eat. But we have to spread the wealth so that it can open up opportunities for you to eat later. Because these offenses, these defenses, they're going to see, all right, they're not going to him as often. So we have to focus on these other guys. Now, that can open up opportunities for you. That creates one-on-one mismatches for you. That creates one-on-one opportunities for you. And one-on-one, I'm going to Diggs every time. In that offense, I'm going to Diggs every time. Every time I get one-on-one, I'm going to Diggs. You got to, right? So, I just don't like that Allen did that. You're 3-0. Cool. You've been playing cool. You've been doing really well for yourself. Nice. But now you about to play, because the first 3 games, let's not act like these first 3 games were I'm not going to diminish anything they did offensively. Y'all look really good offensively. Okay, I like what the Bills are doing. Running the ball. Run the ball to open up opportunities for your passing game, right? Help bring those safeties down so that you can get those big plays over the top or create mismatches with tight ends and linebackers, things like that, right? But take it down a little bit. You beat the Dolphins, who looked like they were scared, pissed to play y'all. Okay? You beat the Cardinals, even though y'all had to fight to beat the Cardinals. And it's not to say anything bad about the Cardinals, but their defense isn't really the best, right? And then it's the Jags. Right now, we know the Jags is in a crazy slump. We seen what Trevor Lawrence was doing. Okay? Brian Thomas wide open over the middle, and you throw it 8 feet over his head. Yeah. That's what you're playing. Now you got to go up against a powerhouse in the Ravens, who are 1-2. And this is a big game for them. This is a big game for the Ravens. The Ravens have to, this is, if anything, for me, I feel like every game for the Ravens feels like a must-win game at this point because of how they started. If they would have started 2-1, then this game could be viewed a little bit differently. Or if they would have started 3-0, then this game could be viewed a little differently. But even still, I still don't think this game would have been viewed any different. I feel like for the Ravens, the NFC games don't matter, right? The out-of-conference games don't really matter. But the in-conference games, I feel like those games matter, especially for playoff seeding. You're a playoff team, right? You're a playoff team. That matters. So, Bills, Ravens, I'm super excited for that game. Primetime game, Sunday Night Football. Allen versus Jackson, must see. Speaking about the Ravens, dominated the Cowboys in the first half, in the first 3 quarters. Let's just say the first 3 quarters, and then they disappeared in the fourth quarter as normal. John Harbaugh, I am going to put the blame on you, okay? Because the players can only do what they are told to do on the field. The players get the call, they get 2 calls, okay? On offense, they get 2 calls. They get the first play. They don't like what they see. Second play. Right? You only get those 2 options for Lamar. And Lamar, if he doesn't like whatever he sees, but he's not in the right personnel, it's not like he could check out of it and run a different play. Right? Run the play that he wants to play. You heard Lamar say it a couple, yesterday or today. I want to punish them. We're up 28-6. Keep running the score up. You seen the Jags do it. They kept running the score up. Punish them. It's not our fault. Yeah, we want to keep the clock running and get the game over with. Cool. But it's still the NFL. That's an MVP candidate on the other side of the ball right there that's getting the ball back. In Dak Prescott. Okay? And they was giving them flags. So you got to not only beat the Cowboys, but you also got to beat the flags too. And some of them flags wasn't even flags. Like that roughing the passer against Oweh, that was not a flag. They really got to fix that. They really got to crack down on that. That's not a flag. I feel like at this point we might as well not even touch the quarterback. Might as well not even touch the quarterback. Just put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? Just put your hands up. But the Ravens, I feel like this is a must-win game for them. For the Bills, I feel like this is a statement game. Not more so a must-win, but a statement game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are the big dogs now, you know what I'm saying? If you the big dogs now, this is a statement game. You walk into M&T, you make a statement. For the Ravens, this is a must-win game. This is a must-win game. I feel like for them, this is a must-win game. Mandatory. Y'all have to win this game. I don't care how you do it. 20-19, 10-7. I don't care how you do it. Win the game. 2-0. Don't care. Win the game. Win. Get in the W column. Forget the MVP. Forget Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Forget all of those accolades and shit. Win the game. Win. Okay? Win. Now. I will be going to that game. I will be streaming. I don't know if I'll be streaming live or whatever. I'll probably go live during halftime, talk to y'all for a little bit. It'll probably be loud, so y'all might not hear me. But I'll do it anyway, just so y'all can see what's going on at M&T. But expect to see your guy there, right? Boom. That's really it right now. And then I wanted to say right now, Giants fans, we are on cloud 9. We're on cloud 9 because, well, not me, but my Giant brothers, my fan base brothers and sisters, they're on cloud 9 because we got the superstar Malik Nabers in the making. Our quarterback looked competent for once, but I still don't think he performed well enough because in the second half he disappeared. Okay, he disappeared. Made some really not bad throws, but throws that should have been completed, or a different decision. He didn't play terrible, but it's just you can still tell like we need another quarterback. We need another quarterback because the throws that he was making, we could have really had 40 points with the throws that should have been made. But in reality, though, we won. We got the dub. Right now, everybody's on cloud 9. We got to remember we're playing the Cowboys, who they beat up on the little guys. They beat up on the little brothers. But then when they play the big dogs, they kind of disappear. So Cowboys are more than likely going to try and take their frustrations out on us on Thursday. For their performances and their lackadaisical performances in the last 2 days. They're going to try and take their frustrations out on us. And I'm honestly, when we win, I'm happy. Obviously, when we lose, obviously I'm upset. But at the same time, my emotions are very numb to the season this year because I'm expecting us to be number 1 draft pick next year. If we're not number 1, we're number 2. I'm expecting to be in one of those 2 spots. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that knowing who's coming out of this draft. Knowing that the first 2 players coming out of this draft is most likely going to be Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. And if one goes, we're more than likely getting the other. Downside to that is if we don't get Shedeur and we get Travis Hunter, it's either, or, we don't get Shedeur, we don't like anybody else in the draft, we could trade our second round pick and move on. Get some more picks for the next year, whatever case may be, get a different quarterback. Oh shit, see if that works for us. But I'm fully okay with whatever the outcome is on Thursday night, whether we get blown out or whether we win, whether we lose a close game. I'm fully fine with whatever outcome that we have. Just because I'm already know my expectations for the season went out the window when I seen Daniel Jones throw that terrible throw in the preseason. All right, cool. Should the Titans be mad at their QB play? Yes, absolutely. Will Levis, well, yes, yeah. You really can't. You can't give the man no excuses. It's really to do the mistakes that he makes. The pitching the ball when you're down, when you're going down towards the ground, and there's like literally nobody there, or the person you're pitching it to is 5 to 10 yards away. You're caught like this, watching your interception go back the other way. Like, yeah, it's week 3. His nerves should be settled by now because the way he came into the league, like the first start that he had, bro started off with 4 touchdowns, I think. But then when you look at it, I think he went like 1-4 after that, right? He didn't really win too much. So I don't know why, if anybody had any super high expectations of him. He fell that low for a reason in a draft. Okay, he fell that low in a reason for a draft. So, Coco, go somewhere with that. What are you doing? So, I think he was drafted 3rd round, 4th round. It comes down not only to coaching, but also comes down to, like, is this your guy or not? And right now, I don't think Will Levis is your guy. I think you gave up on Malik Willis too soon. There it goes. Malik is balling in Green Bay. Absolutely, he's balling in Green Bay. You have to give props to Coach LaFleur, Matt LaFleur. Have to, because to go from 2 different quarterback play styles, right? Jordan Love, pocket passer, your typical pocket passer. Drop back. He learned for 3 years how to play like Aaron or whatever, or similar to Aaron, and pick up traits from Aaron. Watching the throws that he can make, picking up on some habits and stuff like that. A high IQ quarterback, makes the right decision majority of the time. And then you go to, and he's a bigger body. Jordan Love's a bigger guy, right? Then you go to a more athletic quarterback, shorter quarterback, somewhat strong arm quarterback, Malik Willis, and you change your entire offense within a matter of 18 days. If Matt LaFleur, if they continue to streak and then they make it to the playoffs or whatever as like the number 2 team in that division, or if they even win the division, Matt LaFleur needs to be head coach of the year, in my opinion. Him or Kevin O'Connell need to be coach of the year, or Dan Quinn. Those three. But we normally in a pattern where coaches go to a new team and they're starting over and they're starting fresh and they find success early. They normally give it to that guy. Sounds like that could be Dan Quinn, but to turn your organization around like that with a different quarterback, or not your organization, but your offense around like that with a different quarterback, is extremely impressive. So Malik Willis, hats to him. There was another game that I wanted to talk about. Seahawks are 5-0. Is it real or is it a bluff? Now, again, they played the Dolphins, who are without Tua. Their offense is lackadaisical, so obviously their defense is putting their offense in really good places. Seahawks defense, is putting their offense in really good places. DK Metcalf went off. I did not start him in fantasy because I thought Jalen Ramsey was going to put the straps on him. But I was wrong. I apologize, DK. So we get to see, that Geno's balling. Kenneth Walker, when he comes back, he'll be a stud. JSN is getting into a nice little groove. I can't wait to see him have a breakout year. I'm waiting for a blockbuster trade. what team is going to pull the trigger, because teams need to make some trades quick. Teams like, I don't know, the Raiders got to make a trade. Get something for Devontae Adams. Get something for Devontae Adams. Relieve yourself of a portion of that contract and get something for Devontae Adams. Start new. Start completely new on offense. Because you got Brock Bowers. You know what I'm saying? You got Brock Bowers. You know your season isn't really going anywhere, especially with the Chiefs being 3-0 and their offense isn't even fully on the same page. They're 3-0 without Pacheco, 3-0 without Hollywood Brown. We don't even know what Hollywood Brown would look like in that offense. But we know he's got blazing speed, one of the better deep threats in the league. Travis Kelce has been getting too much love on the field. As far as when I mean love, I mean like targets and receptions and stuff. He hasn't been getting too many of those. So they got to figure out what's going on there. But they're not even fully in tuned in their 3-0, which is either saying a lot or it's really scary, because when they are 3-0, when they are fully locked in, what are they going to look like? You know what I'm saying? How unstoppable will they be? Yo, Brody, what's up? But right now, I think the Raiders are looking for a quarterback. There it goes again. Corn, you're absolutely right. You guys need a quarterback. And I think if you trade Devontae Adams, you can get some draft pieces for the next draft coming up. You guys will already be in position to get a quarterback, assuming that you guys would be like top 3 in the draft. So you'll be in position to get a quarterback, whether it's Quinn Ewers or Shador or Carson Beck, Cam Ward. It'll be somebody. I can actually see you guys drafting Cam Ward. I can see that. I can see you guys drafting Cam Ward. And I can see Cam Ward finding success in Las Vegas. But you have to build correct around your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got your tight end. You got your franchise tight end. Cool. You got Devontae, but are you going to trade him? He's pushing I think he's pushing 33, 34, right? Or not even. He's probably pushing 31, 32. So he's pushing his 30s though. He's pushing in his 30s. And he still has a massive contract. Are you going to trade, try to get something for him while, he's still in his prime shape? So that you can keep building, you draft him, then you go draft your wide receiver 1 in the draft, or you trade for a wide receiver 1 or sign it for wide receiver 1 in free agency. Wherever the case may be, build around your quarterback early. That way you're building with your quarterback as well as around your quarterback. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That quarterback, as you're building with your quarterback, he's building chemistry with those players. And you just keep adding to your system. You know what I'm saying? Let that keep developing into your system. Want to talk a little bit of a recap for the games coming up. Cowboys versus Giants, already talked about that. Jets versus Broncos, not really impressed with that. But the Broncos did pull an upset off, too. Beating the Buccaneers, that was absolutely incredible, being that they was in that man Baker Mayfield's head. I'd like to see how they get after Aaron, how Pat Surtain and Garrett Wilson match up, because we know, again, that ones follow ones. Okay, ones follow ones. I'm going to keep saying it. Going to see it, and they play a lot of man defense over there, especially with Pat. They play a lot of man defense. Sean Payton and them, they play a lot of man defense over there. So we get to see what that looks like. Vikings versus Packers. That's going to be a good game, man. Whoo! That's going to be a good game. Snipe, what's up, my guy? That's going to be a good game. We'll have to revisit it again on Friday. Or no, Saturday. We'll revisit it on Saturday because right now, everybody's practicing right now. We'll get to see. I don't think Jordan Love is rushing back. I think Malik Willis starts this game again. But the Vikings are hot right now, man. But so are the Packers. The Packers are very hot too. The Packers should really be 3-0. The Packers should be 3-0, and I'm going to stand on that. They should have beat the Eagles. They should have won that game by a lot, in my opinion. But Saquon Barkley, a dog. Saints versus Falcons, being that I saw what I saw from the Saints versus the Eagles, I don't think that the Falcons play this game conservative. I think they go try and get after Derek Carr. I think they try and go get after him. They cause these stops early. They get a lead early. I still don't think Kirk is ready. I really don't feel like Kirk is ready, but you really have no choice but to play him because you don't want to throw your rookie in there. But this is the question that I have for Atlanta though. Your rookie is 26. It's not like he's 21, 22, 23, 24. How old is Michael? Michael Penix, I think, is 26 years old. Let me see. 24, excuse me. He's 24 turning 25. That's still, like, for a rookie, we're normally used to seeing rookies at, like, 21, 20. Like, Jaden Daniels, I think, is 21. Let me see. Oh, wow. No, damn. Jaden Daniels old as shit. Jaden Daniels is 23. Well, he's not old as shit. We're the same age, but I could have sworn Jaden Daniels, but because it felt like he's been in college football for forever because he started off at Arizona State. But I know Michael Penix has been in college football for forever because it felt like he was in that motherfucker for a long time. A long, long time. Either way, I get what I'm saying. These rookies, I'm not saying throw your rookie in there immediately, but your starting quarterback is not, he's just not getting it done. In my opinion. Like, he doesn't look bad, but he doesn't look great either. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels like he doesn't trust whatever athleticism that he does have in his body. He doesn't trust it right now because he's scared of that foot. That's what it looks like to me when I watch Kirk Cousins. And that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. He might tell you, like, yeah, I feel perfectly fine. But to me, it just doesn't look like the throws that he made in the game that he tried to make, like the one to Drake London, the go ball, should have been to the outside. He didn't really make a good throw on that. The end zone throw, you had three guys wide open. If you move a little bit from your spot, maybe you might be able to see, but he doesn't really move from his spot. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's really sketchy. And this is what I was asking in the preseason, like, who do you play? Who do you play? You know what I'm saying? You paid both of the guys, but who do you, like, it's you paid this guy to be your leader for the next 2-3 years, right? 3 years. But is he ready though? And it's okay if he's not. Don't rush him into it. You don't need to rush him into it, but they did that anyways. They're 1-2. They really should be 2-1. But you sold it on 4th and 1 because you don't trust your quarterback to make the play. I don't think that was a long 4th and 1 that they ran, man. Credit to the Chiefs defense. Obviously, they blew that play up because it was everybody in the stadium knew where that ball was going. But I just felt like in that situation, you trust your quarterback to make the right play, and you put the ball in your quarterback's hand that play. You got to, or you don't, and you take 6 points. You didn't go get a field goal when you had the opportunity to. On 4th down, and then you didn't do it again. So you missed out on 6 points, and 6 points would have been the difference between that game, between you guys winning and losing that game. Bucks versus the Eagles. Is this a revenge game for the Eagles? Do the Buccaneers bounce back after a loss from the Broncos? That's a great question. The spread is Philly with 2, under 2. Money line is plus 105 for Tampa Bay. So favors are in the Eagles, especially after playing the way they just played. I think here's the problem with teams when they play the Eagles. They do not capitalize off of the turnovers. I have yet to see any team outside of the Falcons capitalize off of their turnovers. Falcons were the only team, and it was because that 4th and 3 where Saquon dropped the ball, and that last stretch of the game, the Falcons sealed the game. They closed out the game. The Packers, they gave you 2 early turnovers in the beginning of the game. It should have been 17-0 before the end of the first quarter. It should have been 17-0 before the end of the first quarter. Okay? The Saints. Okay, Saints. They went for it on 4th down on multiple occasions. Jalen Hurts turned the ball over again. And all you walked away with, what was that score? 12-15? What was that score? Yeah, 15-12. You walked away with 12 points after putting up 41 against the Cowboys, or 44 against the Cowboys, and then 47 against the Panthers. And credit to the Eagles defense. Y'all played amazing. Jalen Carter, you played great. Jordan Davis, you finally stepped up. Secondary, you played really well. But these teams are not capitalizing off of the Eagles' turnovers. And this is why the Eagles are able to stay in these games, because these teams are not putting these games away early. Put these games away early, and this Eagles team is 0-3. And that's a fact. That is a fact. The Eagles team would be 0-3, and we would be talking about this Eagles team a lot differently. So if the Bucs can force a turnover early, or even at any point in the game, and you just capitalize off the turnover, I'm sorry, I'm shaking my camera. If you capitalize off the turnover, this is a team that's very beatable. So it feels like right now, as consistent as Jalen Hurts has been with these turnovers, and as strong as the Buccaneers defense have been playing, even with the losses in their defense, I thought their defense was going to take a step back, but it looks like they haven't lost a step. I feel like my gut wants to say the Bucs take this game at home, but my mind is telling me like this Eagles defense just played really well last weekend, and if Jalen Hurts can just protect the ball, they can win any game. So, but Jalen Hurts doesn't protect the ball, so that's like the really like toss up. And there's no Smitty this weekend. There's no Devontae Smith. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers on that, because you're missing A.J. Brown, who I don't think has practiced today. Smitty not playing this weekend. So you're really stuck with Dallas Goedert, Jahan Dotson, this guy that they found a gym in camping. Cat's a stud. I think he was like 6'4" and runs like a 4.4, something like that. Aki guy. I don't know if he's going to get any PT, but you're stuck with, those receiving options. And Kellen Moore, you're an air raid guy. We know you do not like to run the ball. Well, you run the ball, but you don't like to run the ball if you don't have to. So we'll see. I got the Bucs winning that game, though. If the Bucs can capitalize off those missing pieces and they can take advantage of that, I like the Bucs in that game. Eagles fall 2-2, and then we start raising eyebrows about this Eagles team again. Panthers versus Bengals. Andy Dalton lit up the Raiders last weekend. Don't know how. But he looked like the red rifle that we know him to be. Bengals are 0-3. I think the Bengals take a bounce back, because now T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is back. You guys have to remember. You guys have to think about it like this. The Bengals offensively, they did not play a bad game. I think offensively they were very sound. I mean, there's probably a couple drop passes that they would like to have back that would probably change the outcome of the game. But we can't live off of what ifs and shoulda, coulda, wouldas. The Bengals really need this win very bad. The Panthers, not so much, because you guys know you want to get into the draft early and keep building this team. And your division, it's really just those top two teams between the Falcons and the Saints. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's a three-way. Falcons, Saints, and Bucks. You guys have no place in the NFC right now as far as playoff contention. So you guys really might as well chalk it up. Not to say tank, compete every week, because you have guys, but your defense needs help significantly. Your offense needs help a little more. Just a couple more pieces, and I think you guys will be okay offensively. I got the Bengals in that game. I'm just going to take the safe pick. that'll be the upset of the week for me, to be honest with you. Panthers beating the Bengals, with everybody playing offensively for the Bengals. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised because they don't have a run game. Forced, yeah, absolutely. Excuse me, absolutely. I'm definitely, I would definitely not. I can't disagree with you on that. Hurts, and I'm a big Hurts fan. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I don't know what's going on with dude right now. I really don't, because he does like great things, and then he just does things like, yo, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? That's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Back to these takes. Jaguars versus Texans. Jaguars, they don't find a way to bounce back. This is a division game. It's at Houston. Texans need a big bounce back bad. I think the Jags fall 0-4. They are also another punching bag of the league this year. Texans, they win that game by 10. I would take that. Or, no, they'll win by a touchdown. They'll win by 7. I'll say they win by 7. Colts versus Steelers. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good test for the Steelers. Can they stop the run and force the ball into the air? I think they can. But do they go 4-0? I don't know. Because that Colts defense can get very, very, very stingy. Very stingy, that defense can get. And that's in Indianapolis. That's at the Colts. Do the Steelers go 4-0 or do the Colts go 2-2? They just gave up 300-something yards to Caleb Williams last week, though. A quiet 300 yards, too. I think the Steelers go 4-0. I think TJ Watt gives Anthony Richardson hell. Jonathan Taylor will do Jonathan Taylor things, but when it comes to having to put that ball in the air on third down, TJ Watt is a menace to society. And I believe Anthony Richardson can make the plays, but I just don't think that TJ Watt is going to allow him to make the plays. So I got the Steelers winning that game. Rams versus Bears. Both teams 1-2. Rams, they might still be without Puka and Cooper, this weekend. Bears need a bounce back win. But the Rams just came off of a dramatic win versus the 49ers. That was a good game. And it's in Chicago. I like that's the thing. That O-line is not good for the Bears. And that D-line for the Rams is young and they're ferocious. I like the Bears, though. I think the Bears finally get it clicking. They finally get into a groove. And I think this is the game where we finally see the Caleb Williams that we want to see. I think this is the game. So I like the Bears this game. Commanders versus Cardinals. Jaden Daniels going crazy. The Cardinals, I think they just came off of a loss, right? I think they just lost to who'd they just lose to? Because then weren't they playing? They were playing the Lions. Yeah, they were playing the Lions, and they lost to the Lions. But they beat the dog piss out of the Rams, and it was getting close with the Bills. So the Cardinals it feels like they're almost there, right? It's just like it feels like something is missing. I think Marvin Harrison probably goes for like 2 touchdowns this game. I'm not gonna lie to you, because who the hell is gonna guard him? Who the hell is gonna guard Marvin Harrison? And I don't think Austin Eckler is playing this game, who's been very big in that Commanders offense. Again, I feel like this is going to be another game about whose defense cracks first. Just like this Bengals game was, this game feels like whose defense is going to crack first. And I feel like this is going to be a battle of will. And I don't see the Cardinals dropping 2 home games in a row, so I'm going to go with the Cardinals with this game. I think this game is going to be very close. This game is going to be very, very close. Probably by a field goal. This game is going to be won by a field goal. I got the Cardinals in this game. Patriots versus 49ers. Ooh. I don't know why the hell I'm saying ooh. I just keep seeing, like, I'm thinking about individual players. That's why. I'm thinking about Christian Gonzalez versus Brandon Ayuk. That's the only reason why. Or Christian Gonzalez versus Jawan Jennings. Whoever he decides to guard is getting locked the hell up. I got the 49ers in that, though. That's easy. Browns versus Raiders. Actually, Corn, that's the thing. They're not missing D-line. Their D-line is just super young. That's the only thing. Just like how the Seahawks D-line was super young like last year and the year before, and now this year they're really starting to pick it up. Like, because they not only because they got Mike McDonald, McDonald. He's right here. It's McDonald. Mike McDonald. It's right here in my face, and I'm saying it wrong. Mike McDonald. I think Leonard Williams is leading the league in quarterback touches, like pressures or whatever like that. He's got that D-line on fire right now. So I think that the Rams D-line is just going to take one more year for them to get it together. I think that's it. Their D-line is right there, though. It is right there. They got Jared Verse, who was my favorite D lineman or edge rusher coming out this last year's draft. And they got his teammate who was right there next to him at Florida State in Fisk. So expect a lot of teammate chemistry from them, knowing when to stunt. They might just randomly stunt in the middle of a play because they're going to look at each other and be like, yo, let's do it. In the middle of a play, be like, yeah, let's do it. Come on. Stunt, cause havoc. That's going to be a tandem for a long time. Those are going to be two guys that are going to help each other grow. And then they still got Young. That D-line is going to be nice. That D-line is going to be really good. Browns versus Raiders. Who bounces back? I think the Browns do. I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, the Raiders are focused on making business decisions. As far as some players. I think that the Browns bounce back. Both teams are coming off of really embarrassing losses. But the Browns, I think, are the better team. So I got the Browns winning that game. Chargers versus Chiefs. No O-tackle on both sides of the ball. Justin Herbert might not be playing. Derwin James not playing. Chiefs are probably going to walk away with this win. They probably start off 4-0. I'll be very surprised if the Chiefs drop this game. If they do, then we got to start raising some alarms like, yo, what the hell is going on over there, Kansas City? They're missing a lot of pieces. Y'all should be taking advantage of this. This should be a good win for the Chiefs. But it also feels like a trap at the same time for some reason. I don't know why. Then we got the Bills versus Ravens. Again, statement game for the Bills. Must-win game for the Ravens. The Bills don't have to win this game. They don't have to win this game. Because their schedule, even though it's the second hardest in the league behind, I feel like it's behind the Ravens because the Ravens have a super hard schedule this year. I think that this is a game that obviously you don't want to drop this game, right? You don't want to drop this game. But this is a game that's like if you lose it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could live with it. You know, we could live with it. It just depends on how they lose and if what I'm saying. Like, if they lose by, like, a field goal, it's a really close game, they could live with it. But if they lose in, like, dramatic fashion, we're like, oh, shit, is this team fraud? Is this team fraud? But it's a must-win game for the Ravens. Reason why I say that, your schedule is a lot harder. Your division is a lot tougher. You have not only... You know, the Bills only have one other team to worry about making the playoffs. You guys have three other teams to worry about that could potentially make the playoffs. Because all three teams outside of the Ravens can make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The Browns, if the Browns find a way to bounce back, because it's only week 3, they find a way to bounce back, they could be a wild card or they could win the division. The Bengals, they find a way to claw 0-3, they could bounce back. They could win the division. Steelers, they keep on this pace, you know, playing around with playing house with their quarterback, they could bounce back. They can win the division. So, or get a wild card spot. All three teams get a wild card spot. So, must-win game for the Ravens. You have to win this game, especially when it comes to playoff seeding. It comes to division seeding. Must win. And it's a home game. You owe that to your fans. You owe that to your fans after putting on that bum-ass performance y'all put on in the fourth quarter last week versus the Cowboys and versus the Raiders. Mainly versus the Raiders because y'all won versus the Cowboys. But y'all owe y'all fans a home win. Y'all haven't won a home game in 2 games. Y'all lost to Kansas City at home in the playoffs, and y'all just lost to the Raiders. Y'all owe Baltimore a home win. Absolutely. And then Monday we got a doubleheader. Titans versus Dolphins. 2 piss poor quarterback play. Actually, no, Snoop is playing on Monday. And let's not forget, Snoop is a all-pro player. Second team all-pro, I think. Right? Throwing to Tyreek Hill and them. I think we're going to see a lot of reverses, a lot of motions, a lot of QB runs, a lot of wildcats this game, a lot of handoffs. That game might not be so interesting, but the real interesting game is the Seahawks versus the Lions. I really like this Lions team, y'all. This Lions team is dangerous. They are dangerous. You know, everybody's focusing on the Eagles, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Packers, the Bears. Why are we not talking about this Lions team? This Lions team is so fun to watch. Even though they got away with one over the weekend. This team, the way they play football is so fun to watch. I love watching this Lions team. Offensively, defensively, they have everything. They got the run game. They got the screen game. They got the quick game. They got the developing game. They got on defense, they got the go get your quarterback. Because Aiden Hutchinson, 5 sacks in 1 game is crazy. That's crazy. So, and the Seahawks are 3-0. But it's at Detroit. I think Detroit hasn't lost a home game in a while. I could be wrong, though. I think, what was their one loss? At home to the Rams. So before that, it was at home. No. I can't. It won't let me see what I think their last home game before that, they went out on a win. Because it was in the playoffs, I think. Right? Versus the Bucks. Yeah. So no, they won at home versus the Rams. They lost on the road to the Bucks. Yeah, that was the Bucks' revenge game for them for the playoffs. So really good home team. They got Detroit by 3.5. But the Seahawks are 3-0. This is the thing about the Seahawks. When they throw the ball to DK Metcalf, they win games. When you get the ball into DK's hands, somehow, some way, this team looks like one of the best teams in the league. And the Seahawks always start out like this. They always start as like a top power ranked team, and then everybody figures it out like, shit, let's just take DK out of the game and then make them throw to Tyler Lockett underneath and JSN in the middle or Noah Fant in the flats or whatever, and then we can figure out the rest from there. Like, we can take it from there. You know, that way you can play your players up close because Tyler Lockett's not really going to... He's not the same guy going 30 yards downfield getting a goal ball anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or slot fade anymore. That's JSN now, but it doesn't look like they get the ball to JSN too much. So, then again, I have to watch a Seahawks game. I have to watch it because I haven't really watched them this year. I just seen a little bit of here and there when they played the Dolphins. If I had to pick a team, though, I'm probably going to go with the Lions. I feel like the Lions go 3-1. The Seahawks go 3-1. They knock the Seahawks off their high horse, but it's not by a lot, though. I think they beat them by like a touchdown, a last-minute touchdown. I'm going to take the over. Over for the spread, last-minute touchdown to win the game, kick the field goal, give the ball back with like 20 seconds, get 2 stops, game over. That's my prediction for this week. It might change though, because I gotta go look at like injury reports and stuff like that, see what's updated, see what's not updated. But can't take anything away. But it's 10:05. I know y'all see it in my eyes. I am tired as hell. I need to get some sleep. But I appreciate everybody for coming through today. 4 people in the building. Like, comment, share, subscribe to stream. Please, these videos stay up afterwards. So just like the video for me. I need to see some hearts going off in the comments. Please, let me see some hearts going off in the comments. Some likes or thumbs up, whatever. I don't care. Copy the stream, share the stream, sub to the channel. Sub. It tells me right here at the bottom of my monitor who is a new sub, who isn't a new sub, or whatever the case may be. So you see what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to 100 before Halloween. Trying to get to 100 subs before Halloween. If I get to 100 subs before Halloween, I'm a happy guy. Cool. Corn, I got you on that Max Crosby jersey. That's coming in a couple weeks. I got you on that. That's coming in a couple weeks. That's gonna be up here real soon. And my Malik jersey, my Malik Neighbors jersey. This is the thing. I don't know who to get first. I don't know if I should get Brian Burns or Malik Neighbors. I'll have to wait till tomorrow to see. If Malik Neighbors goes crazy 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row. Nah, it's 3. No, that's 4. Let's say 4 games in a row. He goes crazy 4 games in a row. I'm going to get a Malik Neighbors jersey first. Because Brian Burns is just now getting his first, sack. So, again, like, comment, share, subscribe. Turn on the notifications, as a matter of fact. Turn them on so that I don't have to keep texting y'all and telling y'all that I'm live. That's annoying. Okay? Turn on the notifications. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.